Hey everybody, my name is Paul Esden Jr., aka Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. Make sure before you go any further, you show your support. Throw some loose change in the tip jar, if you will, by liking the video and hitting subscribe down below for more fantastic New York Jets content. And while you're down in that area, feel free to check out the article down below that accompanies this very video. And I just hope that Aaron Rodgers gets traded here before I'm dead. But nonetheless, it is going to happen. You just have to have faith. You just have to believe it's going to happen. But I'm here to tell you that if and when Aaron Rodgers comes to the Jets, he might not be coming alone. Let's dive into the latest here in this full article from Heavy on Jets that, of course, I wrote, and let's get right into it. So here was the interesting thing. Rob Domowski, he covers the Green Bay Packers for ESPN. He joined the Rich Eisen show, and he was asked at the end of the interview if David Bakhtiari will be a part of the deal. Again, he's an offensive tackle. More on him in a second. And Domowski said, I wouldn't think so, but I'd be willing to bet that David Bakhtiari would love to be a part of that deal. Again, referencing the massive Jets Packers Aaron Rodgers trade. He said that he would love to be a part of it. David Bakhtiari is 31 years old. He still has 2 years left on his $92 million contract. And Bakhtiari, by the way, has been pretty blunt lately, to put it lightly. He joined Bussin' with the Boys podcast, and he had a few things to say about the direction of the Packers, including this quote, the Packers are rebuilding, whether you think so or not. Could they be good? I don't know. Could they be bad? Probably. If you were betting, more people are going to think they're going to be bad than good. Did this guy just say that his team sucks? Yes, he did. And he's still under contract for this team. A little too transparent for my liking. And actually, later in the show, he did say, if we're going to suck anyway, and he indicated that's where they're going. So there seems to be a changing of the guard in Green Bay. Matt LaFleur, who is the head coach of Green Bay Packers, again, he had that great start in his first three seasons, 13-3, 13-3, and all this wonderful records and things of that nature. But with Aaron Rodgers exiting out, the Jets are in this win now mode for whatever this window is, 1 year, 2 years, whatever. And the Packers seem to be going in the opposite direction. So the fact that Bakhtiari would like to be a part of the deal, interesting. And number two, of course, is that the Packers look like they're going to stink. And Bakhtiari, if we're all being honest with ourselves, is a lot closer to the end of his career than the beginning. And as we all know, the Jets, of course, are in need of offensive tackle help. If you talk to any mock draft expert, the number 13 overall pick, what's the most popular selection? It's an offensive tackle. So it would make a lot of sense that David Bakhtiari could be a part of the blockbuster deal from the Packers to the Jets. If he's a guy that thinks the team sucks, do you really want that guy around? And then number two, if you're going in that direction and you could get some sort of an asset back for him, why wouldn't you? So Bakhtiari is super interesting to me. And obviously, the Jets have four guys in the room, four legitimate guys in the offensive tackle room. Dwayne Brown, but he's like 100. And I'm over exaggerating. He's going to turn 38 before the season. So he's super proven, super decorated, but old. Mekhi Becton, 23, incredibly young, but he's played 48 snaps over the last 2 years. Okay. Max Mitchell, interesting rookie year, but coming off of serious blood clots. He is with the Jets during their voluntary workouts, but still, that raised a red flag. And most recently, the Jets did re-sign Cedric Ogbuehi, the former first rounder. So he's got a high pedigree, but he's been a bit of a journeyman. So really, all of these guys have question marks, and Bakhtiari does have question marks. We'll get into that in a second, but he could provide some real stability there in the offensive tackle room. He is really good friends with Aaron Rodgers, so of course that only helps potentially with all of this. Again, he is incredibly talented. He could fill a void. He's a three-time Pro Bowler. This is a guy who's been a multi-time All-Pro, and he checks off a lot of boxes. He just finished his 10th season, all of those being with the Green Bay Packers. Now, throughout his career, he's been incredibly durable. Over the last 3 years, however, he's kind of fallen off a cliff. He's missed 36 games over the last 3 years. He tore his ACL at the end of the 2020 season. Complications from that rode into the 2021 season. He only appeared in one game during that year. So there's been a few injuries, but you know what? Sometimes you got to risk it to get the biscuit. And Bakhtiari is just so freaking good, and the Jets are being aggressive in this championship window. If he could be included in this package, I quite frankly would love to throw him in the mix and see it. he would be interesting. So David Bakhtiari could be included in this deal. And by the way, he gave the Jets a couple of notes and quotes in this one. He believes it's a formality. He said Aaron Rodgers, he's a Jet. It's not official, but what else is going to happen? So he strongly believes it's going to happen. The other reason he believes it's going to happen is he said the Packers confirmed to the players that they have, quote unquote, given the keys to Jordan Love. And they already said that to the team, according to Bakhtiari. So to me, that's kind of interesting because we all talk about this leverage play here, this way, or that way. I mean, that seems to be putting it on there. And I will also say this because a few people I'm sure will be scared off by the injuries. I'll tell you this. When Bakhtiari's on the field, he's friggin' elite, baby. The PFF grade, 79.8 overall grade, 87.8 pass block grade, one of the best pass block grades of any offensive lineman in the NFL last year, 68.5 run block grade, which is very good, very serviceable. And so, again, the numbers are elite when he steps up. The numbers are elite when he is plugged into the lineup and he's on the field, and the Jets need that. Quite frankly, they haven't had it since DeBrickashaw Ferguson. There's been spurts of guys that have been okay, Kelvin Beachum, Mekhi Becton in the first season. Like, there's been spurts of it, but they have not had that elite level play in a long time, an extremely long time, and Bakhtiari could certainly provide that for the New York Jets. Would the Packers hit the eject button? It could make sense because the Packers could be looking at a replacement anyway at the number 15 overall pick in the 2023 NFL draft. Guys, let us know what you think in the comments down below. A ton more details in the article as well. Aaron Rodgers might not be coming alone. There's been multiple trade packages exchanged. Rob Domofsky also during that Rich Eisen interview believes from his sources that the Packers have reached out to the Jets and presented them multiple trade packages, A, B, C, D, E, F, and he kept going about different offers. This one like pick driven, this one like player driven, this one pick and player driven. Like I'm sure picks are going to be involved no matter what, but there's all these unique combinations of different picks that could be involved. And I think one of those packages could involve David Bakhtiari coming back over here, which could be fascinating. A need for the Jets and a guy who obviously doesn't seem like he really wants to be there all that much. So it may be something interesting to keep an eye out for because it sounds like this Aaron Rodgers trade is happening draft week, but we've got a little bit of time to delve into some of the key and pertinent details. Again, guys, check out the article down below. Like the video, hit subscribe, baby. And we're going to keep cranking out the content right here on youtube.com/boygreen25. We will see you next time right here on the channel.